Okay, so tonight we're diving deep into something pretty wild, the house on Langley Lake. And right off the bat, I gotta say, this isn't your typical haunted house story.
No, not at all.
We're talking about firsthand accounts of something truly bizarre. This person goes into this mansion, they're looking for the supernatural, and let's just say they find it.
Yeah, and what's so interesting about this account is that it kind of hints at other realities, something beyond just, your typical ghost story.
Exactly. It's not about restless spirits. It's something way stranger. And what really sets this one apart for me is that our source, they went to Langley Lake looking for this stuff.
Oh, wow.
They actually described Greystone as this place practically humming with unsettling energy, especially around the lake and that old mansion. It's like they were drawn there.
It's that classic setup, right? You've got the isolated town, shrouded in mist, local legends, whispers of strange happenings. Just creates this atmosphere of mystery and anticipation. You know something's going to happen, but what?
Well, our explorer, they find this decaying mansion and they spend the night there. They even set up a camera.
Wow.
Talk about dedication, right? Or maybe like a morbid fascination with the unknown.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Anyway, they describe all the things you'd expect: dust, silence, that feeling of trespassing. But then
what happens?
Things get weird, like really weird.
Okay, you got to give me more than that. What do you mean weird?
Well, for starters, they mention this metallic scent, almost out of place, and then there's a sudden temperature drop, and then this low humming sound starts up. At first, it's barely noticeable, but it starts to grow, like it's resonating throughout the entire house. They even describe a tingling in their fingers, as if the house itself is crackling with energy.
Okay, see, now that would have me seriously reconsidering my life choices. It's one thing for a house to be creepy, but to feel like it's waking up? No, thank you.
Right. And this energy, whatever it is, seems to be connected to this one specific room in the house. It's bathed in this unnatural blue-green light.
Oh, that's not good. What is it? Some kind of gas leak?
Stranger, the source of the light, they say, is a large, ornate mirror.
Of course it's a mirror. Mirrors have always had that mystique, haven't they? They reflect our physical selves, but you always wonder, could they reflect something more, something deeper?
And in this case, the mirror is definitely reflecting something different. We're not talking about spooky reflections of the past here.
No, I don't think so. What could it be then?
It's like the mirror itself becomes a window.
A window? A window to what?
Well, that's what we're going to get into right after this quick break.
Imagine, looking into a mirror, but instead of your reflection, you see this vast, star-filled expanse.
Oh, hold on. So we're not talking about just a spooky reflection here.
No. This is something else entirely. It's as if the mirrors become a portal, a window into another dimension.
Okay, now that is where I'd be out of there.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. But it gets even weirder.
Weirder? How?
So the reflection, it shifts, distorts, and this entity, it starts to emerge.
Oh, no thank you. I'm officially creeped out.
It wasn't a typical ghost, though. Not like anything you'd expect. The source describes it, well, they struggle to describe it. It's like a swirling mass of colors and patterns with no, distinct shape.
So not Casper the Friendly Ghost, then. More like, I don't even know. What could you even compare that to?
Right. It's like trying to describe a color you've never seen before. But they do mention this feeling of immense age, like something ancient and totally alien.
And that metallic scent, is it still there?
Oh yeah, even stronger now. Almost like it's a physical manifestation of the entity itself.
Okay, so we've got this entity appearing from what seems like another dimension, and now it's bringing smells into the mix. What's next? Does it try to communicate?
That's where it gets really interesting. There's no spoken language, nothing like that. But the source describes this flood of emotions, impressions, like this being is communicating directly into their mind.
Whoa. Telepathy?
Kind of, but more than that. Imagine a being that communicates not through words, but pure thought and emotion.
Okay, that's just, whoa. But what kind of emotions are we talking about here? Good vibes? Bad vibes?
It's hard to say. The source really struggles to put it into words. They mention a feeling of vastness, of interconnectedness, but also a sense that this entity is completely indifferent to them.
Indifferent?
Yeah, like they're an insignificant insect being observed by something far greater.
So they're not exactly warm and fuzzy then?
Not quite. And this is where it gets really intense, because the source, remember they went looking for this stuff, they start to feel drawn towards this entity, like they're being pulled towards the mirror, into those countless realities.
Most people would be running for the hills at this point.
You think, right. But there's something about this entity, this situation. It's like it's overriding their sense of self-preservation.
So do they get pulled through? Do they become part of those countless realities?
It's close.
Yeah.
Really close. Like they're right at the edge, about to be absorbed, and then they break free.
Wait, what? How?
It's almost instinctive, like some primal survival mechanism kicking in. They stumble back from the mirror.
And the entity, what does it do?
It's like it's surprised, pauses for a moment, as if it wasn't expecting that. And then, just as quickly as it appeared, it's gone. Dissolves back into the mirror. The light fades.
Talk about a close call. But it's over, right? They're safe. So they just walk away. Just like that.
Yeah.
After an experience like that, I don't think I could, I don't know, even order a pizza over the phone.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, how do you even process something like that?
Right.
The source says they got out of there, left the mansion, and actually left Greystone that night.
No kidding.
It really makes you think, about those places we hear about, those supposed gateways to something else.
Like, is a place like the house on Langley Lake something to be explored or avoided at all costs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A doorway to infinite possibilities, or maybe a trap for those who want to peek behind the curtain.
And what about our source? Are they, like, traumatized? Did they ever fully recover?
Well, they do mention still hearing that hum sometimes, even after leaving Langley Lake.
Wait, really? They still hear it?
It's kind of creepy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Is it a real phenomenon, something they brought back with them, or, maybe a psychological thing?
Yeah.
Like an echo of the experience imprinted on their mind.
Makes you wonder how an experience like that changes you, your perception of reality, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. I mean, this person had a brush with something truly other, and they survived to tell the tale. It makes you wonder what else is out there, right on the edge of our perception, just waiting for someone to stumble across it.
Okay, so now I've got chills. Seriously, that's both fascinating and terrifying. It makes you think about the world in a whole new light, doesn't it? Like, What if those old stories, those legends about other realms, what if they're not just stories?
Right. What if there's more to reality than we can even comprehend?
And if you could look into that mirror knowing what might be on the other side, what would you do? Would you take a step closer or turn and run? Well, that's something to chew on, isn't it? The mysteries of a place like the house on Langley Lake, they really get under your skin, make you question everything you thought you knew. And that's what we love to do here at The Deep Dive, taking you beyond the ordinary and into the heart of the unknown. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into the unexplained. Until then, sleep tight.